Hey everyone, this is your quick start guide for the KSG. Simply lift up on the front of the box, pull the lid open, and you're in. The first thing you'll notice is your KSG, a sheet of rust paper. This keeps your receiver from rusting while it's in storage. You'll see a chamber flag, your sling, and the most important thing in the box is your manual. Get to know this manual really well. If you have any questions about your KSG, all of your answers should be in here. And we'll go ahead and take it out of the box. Along with your sling that we pointed out, you should have some sling hardware underneath it, so make sure that's in there. You can't put your sling on without it. Not shown here is your lifetime warranty. If you have questions about your warranty, consult the manual. On the back of the manual has our address and all of our information in there, and our phone number is inside, so give us a call if you got any questions about that. All right, so let's go over the KSG, but the first thing you want to do is go ahead and remove your chamber flag. Hang on to that, so if you take your shotgun to the range, you can show that your chamber is clear. And these chamber flags are available on our website, so if you lose it, you can go there and get yourself another one. All right, while we have your KSG upside down, we'll point out a couple features. This is your magazine tube selector. These are your cartridge catch levers. Those are your lifters. We'll go over those a little bit later. I'll roll the gun to the side here. You can see your crossbolt style safety. This is your pump release lever, the actual pump. These are your assembly pins. You got two in the rear here, and that's about it. Really important thing, guys, is to locate your serial number here on the left side of the receiver. Make a copy of that, keep that in your safe. You never know when you might need it. Okay, so let's talk about loading your KSG, and I'll also go over in a little more detail your selector switch and your cartridge stops. So your selector switch, if you've got it pointed to the right side of the gun, and keep in mind it's upside down right now, that's gonna be loading and ejecting from the right tube. If you push it over to the left side of the gun, that's going to be loading and ejecting from the left tube. Now the center position locks both tubes, so the cartridge stops are inoperable at this point. So if you have a shell, for instance, that didn't go off and you want to clear that shell, you can put it in the middle, the selector in the middle position, and get rid of that shell while maintaining all the ammunition that's in both tubes. Now, loading the KSG, let's go ahead and we will load the right side of the gun first. So go selector right, take my shell. These are dummy shells, by the way. Go ahead and push it in until the cartridge stop grabs the rim. Pretty simple. And if we want to switch to the other tube, just go ahead and push the selector switch over. Push your ammunition in until the cartridge stop catches. And if you want to maintain a neutral position, go ahead and put it back in the center position. Now the KSG is chambered for 3-inch shells. You can get 6 shells in each tube plus 1 in the chamber, which gives you a total of 13 rounds, or it holds 7 shells in each tube with 2 3/4 loads. So that's 15 shells if you put one in the chamber and top it off. One last thing I'd like to point out to you guys, the KSG does in fact take lock mags. Now it's not going to stay in there, but it does take lock mags. Your KSG also has a Picatinny style rail on the top here for optics and accessories. You also have another one here on the bottom of the pump for a foregrip. I would like to point out also that the KSG muzzle is threaded, and we do sell a choke adapter on our website that accepts wind chokes. And last but not least, you do have a sling loop on the front of the gun here, and you've also got sling loops here in the buttstock as well. Okay, since the KSG is not like your traditional shotgun, we're gonna go ahead and show you how to release the pump. This here is your pump release lever. It's on both sides, so I'm right-handed. I use my right index finger to simply pull down on the lever and pump the shotgun. That will get the first shell into the chamber. After that, you can just simply pump, fire, pump, and fire. Something I quickly want to point out, when you're pumping the KSG shotgun, you don't have to be bashful about it. This is a tool and it's made for hard use. So when you pull down that lever and you got to put in your first shell, go ahead and rack it like you mean it. All right, to disassemble your KSG, you've got 2 frame pins, one in the front of your receiver here and one in the rear here. First things first, you want to mind your safety habits. So make sure you got a good pair of safety glasses and make sure there's no live ammunition anywhere near your workspace. I use my trusty Kel-Tec screwdriver to push these out. So go ahead and flip the gun up. Simply push the pins to get them started, and then you can just pull them out. There's a space right here in your grip, and they fit in there perfectly. All right, the next step is to go ahead and just pull the grip off. Step number 2, go ahead and get a firm grip on the pump, and go ahead and just push the buttstock out the rear of the receiver. Okay, to get the bolt out, you simply push back on the receiver, so you just pull the pump towards the rear. And just pop your bolt out there. So there's your bolt, your firing pin, and in your grip here you have your hammer mechanism. and trigger mechanisms here, your pump release there, and inside the stock you've got your lifters. These are what throw the shells out of the bottom of your KSG every time you pump it. All right, for cleaning your KSG, we highly recommend Lucas Oil Extreme Duty products. We use the contact cleaner here to get all the carbon and debris out of your KSG, and then we will go ahead and re-lube the shotgun with some CLP. These are great products. I'd like to point out, guys, that we get a lot of questions about how to clean out the magazine tubes of your KSG. You can remove these tube caps if you like to expose the springs and the followers inside your KSG. However, I don't necessarily recommend it. You can do that if you like, and the operation to do that is in the manual. I simply just spray some contact cleaner inside the witness holes here and then go ahead and let it drain out. That gets rid of any minor debris and stuff that's in these tubes. They don't typically get very dirty, so I don't really worry about it very much. But again, if you want to take the caps off, you can do so, and we sell a tool on our website to do that. All right, to reassemble your KSG, the trickiest part, guys, is going to be putting the bolt back in the carrier. Your bolt lock here needs to be faced in this orientation. So you want to see this open part of the bolt here while the KSG is in the upside down position. Now this goes underneath the carrier like this, and the way I do it is I grab the firing pin on the back here and kind of lift the bolt up and slide the whole bolt and carrier forward together to get it up into the breech. And like I said, this can be a little bit tricky. However, once you get the hang of it, you got it down, you won't really have to worry about it too much. All right, next step is to put the stock back in the receiver. So just what I do is I just simply squeeze the polymer in the front of the stock to guide it through the receiver. And then once I get to this point, go ahead and lift up slightly on the firing pin, and then simply push the stock into the receiver. And final step is the grip. Go ahead and pop the frame pins out. On the front of the grip here, you'll see this little land here. That is going to sit right here underneath the pump. And then your hammer will guide the grip into the stock. Simply push down on that, snap it into place. Then you can take your frame pins, pop them back through, and then go ahead and function check your KSG. And that is the field strip cleaning and reassembly of your KSG. Thanks for watching this KSG Quick Start Guide. If you have any more questions, you want some tips, tricks, you want to learn about accessories for your KSG, please visit keltechweapons.com.